Did you grow up afraid of God, constantly worried about being watched, judged, and punished for every little mistake? You're not alone. Millions have been programmed with this same fear, and it wasn't born from God. It was born from a system designed to control. Let me be clear. The God they taught you to fear is a lie. The angry, judgmental deity is not the real God. It's an invention, a weapon, a system of control. And it's time we expose it. Subscribe to the true God, because here, we speak from enlightenment, not opinion. We reveal what the world has missed for centuries. This is not about what humans believe about God. It's about the God who exists, with or without belief. Our battle is not against individuals, but against the institutional programming that blinds people. Okay, for centuries, religions have used the image of a fearful God to keep people small. They taught you that God is watching your every move, that you are inherently broken, and that you need to be saved by them. This message wasn't created to enlighten you. It was created to bind you. When people are afraid, they obey, and when they obey out of fear, they surrender their power. The real God doesn't need your obedience. The real God wants your awakening. The lie of a fearful God. Let's take a closer look at where this fear-based image of God came from and why it persists. From the earliest stages of organized religion, fear has been the most powerful tool in the system's arsenal. Every empire that aligned with religious institutions used fear to gain compliance. They threatened people with hell, eternal suffering, and divine punishment. They told you that questioning doctrine was rebellion against God, that missing a ritual was a sin, and that being born was enough to deserve punishment. This isn't spirituality. It's psychological warfare, spiritual blackmail, and a distortion of something sacred. Many of us were born into this system, trained from childhood to associate God with judgment, fear, and shame. We were told we had to earn God's love, that we were separate, unworthy, and in need of salvation. This is how control works. You make someone feel powerless, then offer them the illusion of salvation through your institution, rituals, and rules. But the truth is, there is no fearful God in reality, only the God that exists beyond all fear. The system behind the lie. Religious institutions thrive on hierarchy, structure, and fear. Fear keeps you coming back, compliant, paying, praying, and obeying. But here's the real threat to their system. What if you realized that God is not someone to fear, but someone you are already one with? What if you didn't need saving? What if you weren't born in sin, but born in God? That kind of truth shakes institutions, because a person who realizes their own divine nature cannot be controlled. And that's dangerous to a system built on obedience. Who the real God is. So if the fearful God is a lie, then who is the real God? The real God is not a man in the sky, obsessed with your mistakes or keeping score. The real God is not jealous, insecure, or waiting to punish you. The real God is not outside of you. The real God is the source of all existence, life itself, pure consciousness, pure being, pure love. The real God doesn't need to threaten you to wake you up. The real God invites you into awareness. When you begin to see clearly, you realize that what they taught you to fear was actually your own divine nature. You were never separate from God. You only believed you were. So how do we undo the lie? First, we stop giving authority to systems that profit from our fear. We stop looking outside of ourselves for the divine and stop measuring our worth by religious rules. We begin the inner journey, not to believe more, but to see more, not to follow more, but to awaken. This isn't about joining a new religion. It's about stepping out of all religion and returning to the source, which is within you. Trust me when I tell you, what is within you is much greater than you know. But also realizing it, you need to peel the layers of programming that you have been programmed. It's important to understand just how deep the conditioning runs. Many people don't even realize they're still afraid of God. They may not go to church anymore or pray like they used to, but deep inside, there's still a lingering fear. That fear is not your intuition, it's your programming. That voice in your head saying you're not good enough, not pure enough, not obedient enough, that voice is not God. It's the residue of the system that trained you to fear. And it's time to let it go. The real God is beyond belief. The real God does not require belief to exist. Whether you believe or not, truth remains truth. Whether you pray or not, the real God is still within you. Whether you follow a religion or not, the divine source is still your very breath. God is not waiting for your perfection. God is the perfection that gave rise to you. You are not here to beg for forgiveness. You are here to remember who you are. And when you do, fear dissolves, judgment disappears, and separation fades. You return not to religion, not to belief, but to reality. So note this: the God they taught you to fear is not real. The angry, punishing, distant figure in the sky was a story designed to control and suppress your divine power. But now you know better. The real God is not someone to fear, but the very force that animates you. The real God is not judging you, but flowing through you. The real God is not demanding obedience, but calling you to awaken. So let go of the lie, the guilt, and the fear, and return to the God who is never separate from you. Subscribe to the true God. Here, we don't follow stories, we reveal reality. We don't worship from fear, we awaken from truth. And we don't speak from belief, we speak from enlightenment. The God they taught you to fear is a lie, but the real God is here and always has been.